In this lecture, we'll talk about basically three subjects: time management, general time management for us as students, kind of leading into BIM, how time management or how BIM helps us with the management of time. We're then going to go and really take a closer dive into what BIM is all about. I've discussed some of it in class, but now we'll take a closer look at it. And then we'll finish up with the construction details of the project that we're going to do in this module. So let's get started with a little bit of house cleaning or just miscellaneous subjects. For instance, just going forward, I want everyone to know that if you're missing points on a submitted project, I'll typically comment on why you didn't get the grades, the full amount of points, and I always give you a chance to improve your grade by just correcting what I've asked for in the feedback. So you need to read the feedback and make changes if you want better grades. Another question I always get is when are projects due? Projects are on the calendar. I have a calendar set up for the course that should populate your Blackboard, I guess, due dates. I hope it is. And typically I've set it up for this semester that they're all due on Friday at the end of the day. So you have lab on Thursday. Generally, you can get everything completed in lab, but whatever you might have left to do, you can finish up by Friday night. I guess this falls into another kind of miscellaneous topic. We're just getting introduced to the idea of architecture. And what I want to do is to be able to show you as many opportunities to see what architects do, see what happens in the practice. So I'd invite you to join me on my network or join my network on LinkedIn. I have over 3,000 contacts right now, I believe. It takes a few minutes to just make a request, and I'll let you join my network, and that will open you up to all of those contacts. And what that does is it creates a rich feed of sources for potential internships, people that you can make contact with, and just a stimulating feed on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the Facebook of the technical world, in case you're not familiar with it. And so once again, I'll encourage you to that, and I'll bring that up again as a subject later on in the course just to keep you reminded if you haven't. Also, there's so many resources out there. This is just one I stumbled on the other day. Oh, I stumble on it almost every other day. Continuing education. When you become a licensed architect, you're required to always continue to learn. I think this is an interesting subject to bring up because you might think that your college is your education and then you get out into the world and you just start practicing. But it's a process of lifelong learning, especially in architecture. And in order to maintain your license, you need to have these continuing education credits. They're not only valuable for people who are trying to extend their careers and learning more things, they're great for students also. And this graphic is hyperlinked, so you can start to see what kind of great programs are available. And they're very short. They're basically a read and a quiz or a small presentation. So if you're interested, please take advantage of that also. So right now, back to that idea of kind of time management. And this will get into why BIM is so important for us. This is an article I saw a few years back, 2017. Architecture students work longer hours than any other major, a study says. And I just thought that they call it a dubious honor. And it's really kind of apparent for anyone who's gone through architecture school. The hours seem really long. If you've ever listened to anyone talk who has been through the program, late nights in the studio are the norm. And it's been, I guess, proven out by a study, and I think what's really remarkable about it is this kind of list that they came up with, and you can see that architecture students are spending at the top of the list the most amount of time working outside of class. And so that may seem like a badge of honor, but that can be exhausting. It can be destructive to effective learning, which means you're not sleeping enough. You're not able to create the long-term memory necessary to hold on to what you're learning. And so there's all kinds of reasons why this kind of level of stress isn't beneficial to, I guess, just the joyous learning and becoming that you're having the opportunity to do. So it doesn't have to be all painful. And I think one of the things that can help you with that is the automated technology, the BIM kind of modeling that we use in education. So this idea of improving workflow, less time spent duplicating tasks. You've already seen how we can copy buildings over, how once we complete our drawings, they're very self-explanatory. And all of that with the idea that it gives you more time for creative pursuit. And one of the criticism that I always get in this course is I'm not asking you to do creative things. And of course, what I'm really trying to do is create that foundation for you to do creative things in the other coursework that you'll be doing. So I'll pick up I'm going to hold this clip now, and I'll pick up in really kind of the deep dive of BIM in the next one.